Sometimes life doesn't ask if you're ready. It just throws you into the fire. The storms don't wait for your strength to appear. They come to test if you ever had it in the first place. People talk about being strong, but strength isn't something you show when everything is good. Real strength is revealed when your soul is tired, when your back is against the wall, when everyone you thought would help you walks away, and you still whisper to yourself, I'm not done yet. Being strong enough is not about muscles. It's about mindset. It's not about how loud you speak, but how quietly you endure. Strength is not something you inherit. It's something you develop through resistance. Everything that tries to break you is secretly training you. Every disappointment, every failure, every betrayal, it's all a part of the strength building process. You see, you don't grow when you're comfortable. You grow when you're challenged. That's why life keeps putting you in uncomfortable places. Not to destroy you, but to develop you. Stop asking, why me? And start saying, try me. Because every challenge is proof that you're trusted with growth. You're strong enough to handle what others can't. Life didn't choose them. It chose you. Strength begins in silence, not in the noise of the world. It begins in those quiet hours when no one sees you, when you sit alone with your thoughts, fighting battles that no one knows exist. Silence is where strength is born, because that's where you meet yourself without distractions, without validation, without applause. In the silence, you face your fears, your insecurities, and your truth. You can't hide from yourself there, and that's where real transformation begins. Think about it. When everything around you goes quiet, your mind starts speaking. It starts reminding you of what you've run from, what you've ignored, what you've buried under noise. That's why most people avoid silence. They're afraid of what they might hear. But those who are brave enough to sit in it, to face that inner voice, are the ones who find their true power. In silence, you don't need anyone to tell you who you are. You learn to tell yourself. You don't need the world's approval because you start approving of yourself. Silence builds self-trust. It makes you aware of what you really think, what you really feel, and what you truly want. It removes the opinions of others and leaves only your truth standing. And that's the foundation of strength, knowing who you are even when no one else does. Look at the strongest people you know. They're not the ones who talk the loudest or post the most about their success. They're the ones who quietly move forward while everyone else is still talking about what they're going to do. They don't announce their next step. They just take it. They don't need noise to validate their progress because their power is internal, not external. Imagine a seed buried deep in the soil. It doesn't make noise while it grows. It doesn't scream for attention. It just silently breaks apart underground, pushing its way through darkness until one day it reaches the light. No one saw the struggle, but everyone admires the flower. That's what silence does. It prepares you in private for what will bloom in public. Think about your own life. How many times have you been misunderstood because you chose to move in silence? How many times have people thought you were finished when you were actually evolving? It's because the world measures progress by what it can see, but real progress often happens in what's unseen. Silence is your hidden season, your preparation stage. While others rush, you refine. While others talk, you transform. Strength isn't loud, it's patient. It's sitting in that quiet room, thinking, planning, crying, praying, and refusing to give up. It's those moments when you wake up before dawn to work on your dream while the world sleeps. No one claps for you, no one sees your effort. But that's where champions are made. Silence builds discipline, and discipline is the backbone of strength. You see, silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. When you're silent, you hear more. You notice details that others overlook. You begin to understand people beyond their words. You realize not every reaction deserves a response. Not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes silence is the loudest statement of all. It says, I'm in control of me. In life, people will try to pull you into noise. They'll test your patience, provoke your emotions, and tempt you to prove yourself. But when you know your value, you don't need to prove it. Lions don't roar to convince others they're lions. They just are. Your silence in the face of chaos is a sign of your maturity. It means you've outgrown the need to explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. Think about the athlete who trains when no one's watching, the student who studies quietly while others party, the parent who sacrifices in silence so their children can have more. Those are examples of silent strength. They may never get the credit, but they carry a power that cannot be faked. The world may never know the weight they carry, but their resilience speaks louder than any words ever could. And when the results finally appear, when the athlete wins, when the student succeeds, when the parents' children rise to greatness, the world calls them strong. But their strength was built long before the applause, in the silence that no one respected. That's why it's so important to protect your silent seasons. Don't rush to show people your progress. Let your growth speak for itself. When you work in silence, your success becomes your sound. Your peace becomes your proof. Because silence doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means everything important is happening within you. So the next time life gets quiet, don't panic. It's not a sign that you're stuck. It's a sign that you're strengthening. The silence you're in right now might just be the preparation for the sound that's coming. Remember, even thunder needs clouds before it can make noise. Your silence is building your storm. Your stillness is sharpening your spirit. And when it's time, your voice will carry the power of everything you learned while the world wasn't listening. Pain is the training ground for power, the invisible classroom where destiny gives its most important lessons. Everyone wants strength, confidence, and wisdom, but no one wants to go through the process that builds them. Pain is not your enemy, it's your instructor. It teaches lessons that comfort never will. When life hurts, it's not trying to destroy you, it's trying to develop something inside you that can only be born through pressure. Think about how a muscle grows. When you lift weights, the muscle fibers tear, and that tearing is painful. But it's only through that tiny destruction that the muscle grows stronger, thicker, and more capable. If you avoid the pain of training, you avoid the strength that follows. Life works exactly the same way. Every disappointment, every heartbreak, every failure is a repetition in the gym of growth. Every time you go through something painful and refuse to quit, you build endurance, you build power. Most people run from pain, not realizing that by running away from pain, they're also running away from progress. You can't become strong by living easy. The strongest people you know are not the ones who had smooth journeys. They're the ones who faced storms and kept walking. They're the ones who turned their pain into purpose. Pain introduces you to the version of yourself that comfort could never reveal. Look at a diamond, it's just a piece of carbon, common and unremarkable, until it faces heat and pressure. It's the crushing weight and the unbearable temperature that transform it into something priceless. If that same piece of carbon refused the process, it would remain ordinary forever. So when life puts pressure on you, when everything feels like it's falling apart, maybe it's not punishment. Maybe you're being shaped into something rare, something valuable. Think of someone who's lost everything, a job, a relationship, a dream. In that moment of pain, it feels like the end. But pain is never just an ending, it's also a beginning. That person learns resilience. They learn creativity. They learn that life can take everything from you except your will to fight. And once they realize that, they become unstoppable. Pain taught them what peace never could. You see, pain is not always physical. Sometimes it's emotional, sometimes spiritual. It's those sleepless nights when your mind won't stop replaying what went wrong. It's the feeling of being betrayed by someone you trusted, or the ache of failing at something you gave everything to. But even in that darkness, pain is doing its silent work. It's building empathy. It's teaching humility. It's stretching your capacity to love, to understand, to lead. There's a power that only those who have suffered can carry. They speak differently. They walk differently. They have depth. When they say, I understand, you can feel it because they've been there. They've cried those tears. They've carried that weight. They've rebuilt themselves from ashes. Pain gives you that depth. It strips away ego and replaces it with authenticity. You stop pretending to be strong. You become strong. Look at a runner training for a marathon. On day one, the miles hurt. Their legs burn, their lungs scream, but they keep running. Over time, the same pain that once broke them becomes the signal that they're growing stronger. Their endurance increases, their breathing steadies, and one day they run those same miles with power. Life is the same marathon. Pain is not a sign to stop. It's a signal that growth is happening. Even in small daily struggles, pain is shaping you. Waking up early when you don't feel like it, staying disciplined when no one is watching, facing rejection and still trying again. All of that hurts a little. But every time you push through that discomfort, you're training your spirit to be powerful. Your pain today is preparing you for the opportunities of tomorrow. You don't learn courage from safety. You don't learn strength from comfort. Every person who ever achieved greatness carried scars. Those scars are not proof of weakness. They're proof of survival. They're proof that you faced something meant to destroy you and you walked out stronger. Pain burns away what is fake, leaving only what is real. So when you're going through something painful, don't waste the lesson. Don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Maybe it's teaching you to let go. Maybe it's teaching you to stand alone. Maybe it's teaching you to value peace over people who disturb it. Pain is not random, it's refining. And if you learn to listen, you'll discover that every moment of struggle is building a part of the strength you'll need later. Remember the butterfly before it flies. It struggles inside the cocoon, pushing and fighting to break free. That struggle looks cruel, but it's necessary. If someone cuts the cocoon to help, the butterfly dies. It's the very effort to escape that builds its wings strong enough to fly. That's what pain does for you. It gives you wings. It may feel unbearable, but every tear, every scar, every broken piece is part of your transformation. The truth is, you can't grow without pain, and you can't gain strength without struggle. Pain is the price of power, the cost of becoming who you're meant to be. Every time life hurts you, it's offering you a choice to give up or to grow. And when you choose to grow, you step into a level of strength that no one can take away from you. Storms don't break the strong, they reveal them. When life hits, it doesn't send a warning, it just comes. Sometimes it comes like a whisper, sometimes like a hurricane, but it always has one purpose: to show you who you really are. You never truly know the strength of your foundation until the storm arrives. Anyone can smile when the sun is shining, but it takes something deeper to smile through the rain. Storms don't create weakness, they expose it. They don't give you character, they test the one you already have. When everything around you starts falling apart, that's when your real self steps forward. Storms strip away the fake smiles, the false confidence, the comfort zones. They reveal your truth. When the wind of life blows against you, you see what's truly anchored inside. If your roots are deep, the storm won't destroy you. It will only shake the dust off your branches. Think of a tree in a storm. The wind bends it, the rain beats it, the lightning strikes near it. And yet the trees with the deepest roots never fall. They sway, they bend, they lose a few leaves, but they remain standing. And when the sun comes back, they are stronger than before. That's you. Every storm you've survived has made your roots stronger. Maybe you didn't notice it, but with every tear, every struggle, every heartbreak, something inside you grew tougher, wiser, more grounded. In life, the storm might come as loss. Maybe someone you loved walked away. Maybe you failed at something you poured your soul into. Maybe your dream collapsed right in front of you. And in that moment, you thought it was over. But that's what storms do. They confuse you. They cloud your vision. You can't see clearly while you're in the middle of it. But once the storm passes, you realize it didn't break you. It built you. It forced you to dig deeper, to rely on strength you didn't even know you had. Storms don't discriminate. They come for the rich and the poor, the educated and the uneducated, the kind and the cruel. No one escapes them. But what separates people is not whether they face storms, it's how they respond to them. Some people collapse under pressure, others rise above it. The difference is perspective. When you see the storm as a punishment, you'll feel defeated. But when you see it as preparation, you'll find power in it. Remember when you faced that situation you thought would destroy you. Maybe you lost your job and thought you'd never recover. Maybe your heart was broken and you swore you'd never feel whole again. Yet here you are still standing. You didn't just survive, you adapted. That's the revelation of the storm. It shows you what's unbreakable within you. Even nature understands this. The eagle, when it sees a storm coming, doesn't hide like the smaller birds. Instead, it spreads its wings and uses the wind to rise higher. The very force that terrifies others becomes the force that lifts it above the clouds. That's what strong people do. They don't run from the storm. They ride it. They understand that sometimes the storm isn't sent to destroy you. It's sent to elevate you. Life will always have seasons of peace and seasons of chaos. When things go wrong, people often ask, why me? But rarely do they ask, what is this trying to show me? The storm is a mirror. It shows you what's within. It shows you the cracks you ignored, the strengths you forgot, and the resilience you didn't know existed. Storms are honest. They tell the truth about you. You can see this truth in everyday life. Look at the single mother raising her children despite every obstacle. She faces storms daily, financial struggles, sleepless nights, emotional exhaustion. But she keeps going. She doesn't have time to break. Her strength isn't found in what she says, but in what she endures. Or look at the student who keeps studying after failing an exam, determined to rise again. These people aren't superhuman. They've just learned that storms aren't signals to stop. They're signals to stand. The thing about storms is that they don't last forever. The wind may howl, the rain may pour, but eventually the sky clears. And when it does, the world looks different, cleaner, fresher. The same happens to you. When the storm passes, you're not the same person. Something inside you is reborn. The noise, the chaos, the pain, it all washes away what you didn't need. It leaves behind a version of you that's clearer, calmer, and stronger. So many people fear challenges, but strength is not built in stillness. It's revealed in resistance. Storms show you what's worth holding on to and what's worth letting go. Sometimes you lose people during the storm, but that's not always a bad thing. Maybe they were never meant to go where you're headed. Storms don't just reveal your strength, they reveal your circle. When the rain falls, you find out who will stand beside you and who will run for shelter. The beauty of the storm is that it makes you appreciate peace more deeply. After you've walked through pain, you learn to value calm moments. After you've lost, you learn to treasure what you have. Storms are life's reminders that everything is temporary. Pain, joy, success, failure. Nothing stays forever. But through it all, you remain. You endure. And every storm that tries to break you becomes proof of your strength. Your strength grows through consistency, not through occasional effort or random bursts of motivation. Strength doesn't appear overnight. It's the result of showing up again and again, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the quiet power that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary ones. It's not the big moves that change your life. It's the small, repeated steps that compound over time. Most people want instant results, but strength doesn't grow in moments. It grows in patterns. Think about how water shapes a rock. One drop alone does nothing, but when it falls in the same spot, day after day, year after year, it carves through stone. That's the power of consistency. It's gentle, it's patient, and it's unstoppable. In the same way, every small decision you make, every disciplined choice, every effort you repeat builds the foundation of your strength. In daily life, people often underestimate what consistency can do. They start something with energy, they work hard for a few days, then stop when they don't see quick results. But the truth is, progress is invisible at first. You don't see the change happening until one day. It all adds up. Just like a seed underground, it's growing roots before it ever shows leaves. If you stop watering it because you don't see growth, you'll never witness the miracle that was waiting to bloom. Look at the athlete who wakes up at 5 a.m. every morning to train. Most days, no one is watching. There's no applause, no medals, just sweat and silence. But through that routine, through that consistent grind, they are building a version of themselves that others will one day admire. Or think of the person learning a new skill, practicing every day, even when it feels repetitive. They may not notice improvement daily, but every session adds a layer of strength and mastery that will one day separate them from the rest. Consistency is the bridge between desire and success. You can have all the dreams in the world, but without consistent effort, they remain dreams. The reason some people never reach their goals is not because they're incapable, but because they quit too soon. They give up during the quiet seasons when nothing seems to be happening. But consistency means believing that even when there's no visible progress, the process is still working. The gym is a perfect example of this truth. You don't get stronger by lifting weights once a month. It's the repeated motion, the constant challenge, the discipline to show up day after day that builds muscle. It's not glamorous, it's often boring, but it works. In the same way, mental and emotional strength are built by consistent habits, choosing calm over chaos, gratitude over complaints, and persistence over excuses. Consistency is also what builds trust with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you prove that your word means something. When you say, I'll wake up early, and you actually do it, your self-respect grows. When you say, I'll stick to this plan, and you stay the course, your confidence expands. That's how strength grows. It's not about perfection, it's about repetition. You become strong not because you never fail, but because you never stop starting again. Life rewards those who remain steady. Think about the sunrise. It doesn't rush to impress anyone. It just shows up every morning, quietly, consistently. And because it shows up, it brings light to the world. Your strength is the same. It's not in how fast you move, but in how faithfully you keep showing up. Even on the days when motivation disappears, consistency will carry you forward. Motivation is fleeting. Consistency is dependable. In the real world, the people who succeed are rarely the most talented. They're the most consistent. They stay in the game long enough to learn, adapt, and evolve. They show up when others stop. They keep pushing when others get comfortable. Consistency teaches patience, and patience develops power. Remember the student who studies for 10 minutes every day compared to the one who studies for 5 hours once a month. The first one grows steadily, builds momentum, and develops understanding that lasts. The second burns out and forgets. That's the difference consistency makes. It creates lasting transformation instead of temporary results. There will be days when consistency feels meaningless, when your effort seems unnoticed, when the results are invisible. But those are the days that matter the most. Because true consistency is not proven when it's easy, it's proven when it's hard. It's easy to keep going when things are working, but it's powerful to keep going when they're not. That's when you're building the strength that will carry you through every future challenge. In life, success doesn't belong to those who start fast. It belongs to those who never stop. Every small effort compounds into something greater. You don't have to do everything at once. Just keep doing something every day. Small actions repeated consistently lead to massive results. One day you'll look back and realize that all those quiet days of effort, all those unnoticed hours, built the life you once dreamed of. Because your strength didn't grow in one moment. It grew in every moment you decided to keep going. You can't borrow strength. You must build it. No one can hand you resilience. No one can gift you courage, and no one can fight your battles for you. Strength is personal. It's intimate. It's something you create through experience, through struggle, through the quiet moments when you face yourself and realize no one's coming to save you. It's in those moments that you begin to understand the truth, that your growth, your power, your rise will always be your responsibility. People often look for someone to rescue them, someone to hold their hand through the storm, someone to carry their burden. But the truth is, no one else can walk your path for you. They can walk beside you, they can support you, they can encourage you. But they can't feel what you feel. They can't heal what you must heal. And they can't stand when life tries to knock you down. The journey of becoming strong is one you must take alone. Look at how a child learns to walk. At first, they cling to everything around them. Chairs, tables, the hands of their parents. But one day they let go. They fall, they cry, they try again. No matter how much their parents love them, they can't walk for them. The child has to find balance, build the muscles, and trust their own legs. That's how strength is built. You can be taught, you can be guided, but you must do the walking yourself in life. There will be moments when you wish someone could just take away your pain, fight your battles, or make your decisions. But if they did, you would never grow. The pain you avoid today might be the very thing that was meant to prepare you for tomorrow. Strength is not found in the avoidance of pain. It's found in facing it. When you go through something difficult and you come out on the other side, something inside you changes forever. You begin to realize that you don't need saving, you need endurance. Think about a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal doesn't become strong by staying cold. It's heated, hammered, cooled, and shaped over and over again. The fire doesn't destroy it. It refines it. That's how life forges strength in you. Every challenge is a strike from the hammer. Every heartbreak a burst of heat. Every setback a moment of reshaping. No one can step into the fire for you. If they could, you'd remain weak, unshaped, and fragile. Many people admire strong individuals, those who seem fearless, calm, and confident. But what they don't see are the nights those same people cried alone, the mornings they woke up with no motivation, but still moved anyway. Strength is not about being unshaken. It's about continuing despite being shaken. It's not built in comfort, but in chaos. When everything inside you wants to quit and you choose to rise one more time, that's when your true power begins to grow in daily life. This truth shows up in the smallest ways. When you wake up early to go to work even though you're tired, you're building strength. When you choose to stay kind after being hurt, you're building strength. When you face rejection and still decide to try again, you're building strength. Each act of endurance, each moment of persistence is a brick in the foundation of your power. No one can transfer strength to you. You can't inherit it from your parents. You can't borrow it from your friends. And you can't buy it with money. It's built through experience, through repetition, through your own choices. That's why two people can go through the same pain and one breaks while the other rises. It's not about what happens to you. It's about what you choose to build with it. Think of a person who has faced loss, a loved one, a job, a dream. At first, the pain feels unbearable. No one's advice can make it disappear. But slowly, they learn to live with it, to grow around it. They get up each day, even when it hurts. They push through the fog, one step at a time. Eventually, they look back and realize they're stronger, not because someone carried them, but because they carried themselves. That's what it means to build strength. It's the result of refusing to stay broken. The truth is, the strongest people are not those who have had it easy. They're the ones who built their strength brick by brick. They didn't find strength waiting for them. They created it through pain, through patience, and through perseverance. They learned to stand alone. And standing alone doesn't mean you're lonely. It means you've learned that your peace and your power don't depend on anyone else. You can listen to all the motivational speeches in the world. You can read every book. You can pray for strength. But until you act, until you face the hard moments and endure them, strength will remain an idea, not a reality. Action is the builder of strength. Every time you decide to keep going, to rise again, to stay committed, you're forging that inner power that no one can take away from you. In the end, strength is not something you discover. It's something you build with your own hands, your own tears, and your own willpower. It's a slow construction that happens in the background of your daily life, unseen but unstoppable. No one can hand it to you, because if they could, it would have no value. Strength is sacred because it's earned. It's the quiet proof that you faced life and you didn't run. Pressure produces power, not comfort. Comfort keeps you where you are, but pressure transforms you into who you are meant to be. Think about it. Diamonds are not born shining. They are created through pressure, heat, and time. In the same way, life applies pressure on you not to destroy you, but to define you. Sometimes you cry under that weight. Sometimes you break down wondering why everything is going wrong. But deep inside, something greater is forming. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every disappointment is shaping your strength, carving your character, and preparing your purpose. Look at the seed buried deep in the ground. It's covered by dirt, pressed down by soil, and left in darkness. But the pressure from that very dirt is what pushes it to grow roots, to rise toward the light. It doesn't resist the pressure, it uses it. That's the same with you. When life pushes you down, it's not rejection, it's redirection. When you feel like you're being buried, maybe you're actually being planted. And the deeper you go, the stronger your roots will become. Pressure teaches you what comfort never will. Comfort whispers, you're fine where you are. Pressure demands, you can do more. Pressure reveals your limits, then forces you to break them. You only realize your strength when life gives you no other option but to fight. When your back is against the wall, when there's no one to call, when all you have is your breath and your will, that's when you meet your real self. That's when you discover that you're not weak, you're just being tested. Think of the bodybuilder in the gym. The weight he lifts is his pressure. Without resistance, there's no growth. Every rep tears the muscle so it can rebuild stronger. It hurts, it burns, but the pain is proof that progress is happening. So when life gives you weight, don't complain about it, lift it. Because the greater the resistance, the greater the strength that follows. The truth is, everyone wants power, but no one wants pressure. Yet they are twins born from the same process. If you run from pressure, you also run from power. When the storm hits, most people hide, but the wise stand in it and learn how to dance with the wind. That's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Pressure refines you, it doesn't reduce you. Maybe you've lost a job, maybe someone walked away from you, maybe your plans fell apart, but what if that was the pressure needed to unlock a new level inside you? Maybe the door that closed was protection, not punishment. Maybe the fire you're walking through is burning off what you no longer need. Pressure has a purpose. It introduces you to your hidden potential. Remember, a caterpillar has to struggle out of the cocoon. If you help it escape, it dies because it never develops the strength to fly. Your struggles are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you are in the process of transformation. Don't curse the pressure, learn to use it. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that what tried to break you is actually building you. When you feel overwhelmed, take a moment and remind yourself this pressure is producing power in me. This pain is birthing purpose in me. This darkness is teaching me to see light in places I never thought I could. Pressure is the world's way of making sure you don't settle for less than you were designed for. It's the invisible hand that pushes you toward your destiny. You are not defined by what happens to you. You are defined by how you respond to it. You can either let pressure crush you or you can let it create you. When life gets heavy, instead of saying, why me? Start saying, try me. That small shift turns fear into fuel. Pressure is not your enemy, it's your training partner. It's the silent sculptor shaping you into something unshakable. So embrace the pressure. Walk into it with courage. Because the greater the pressure, the greater the power being produced within you. Diamonds don't complain about the heat. They shine because of it. So keep going, because the pressure you feel today is the proof that your breakthrough is near. Faith in your purpose fuels your strength. Because when you know why you are doing something, you can endure almost anything. Purpose gives pain a reason. It gives struggle a direction. It gives sacrifice a meaning. When a person loses their purpose, they lose their power. But when you are clear about your purpose, no obstacle can truly defeat you. Faith in that purpose keeps your fire alive when everything around you seems to fall apart. When you wake up every day knowing that there is something bigger than your fear, something greater than your weakness, you rise differently. You move differently. You fight differently. Look at a mother who stays up all night with her sick child. She's tired, she's exhausted, but she never quits. Why? Because her purpose is love, and her faith in that purpose gives her strength that sleep can't restore. That's what purpose does. It unlocks a power inside you that you didn't even know existed. When you have faith in your purpose, you stop asking, why me? And start saying, watch me. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the master of your mission. Every person who ever achieved greatness wasn't stronger than you. They were just more certain of their purpose. They didn't avoid pain, they endured it. They didn't run from challenges, they faced them with conviction. When you have faith in your purpose, you don't need everyone to understand you. You don't need applause. You don't need validation. Because your strength comes from within, not from opinions. People may doubt you. Doors may close on you. But if your faith is anchored in your purpose, you'll find another way. Think of the student who fails an exam but refuses to quit because they believe they were born to make a difference in that field. Think of the athlete who trains at dawn, sweating, atching, pushing through fatigue because their purpose burns louder than the pain. That's not just discipline, that's faith. Faith that every drop of sweat, every tear, every setback is not wasted but woven into the story of something meaningful. Faith in purpose makes you resilient when life gets heavy. It's the quiet voice that says, keep going, when everyone else says, give up. Many people are strong until life hits them hard, and then they crumble because their strength was built on comfort, not conviction. Real strength is born when your faith in your purpose becomes stronger than your desire for ease. When you understand that everything you're facing right now is part of your preparation, you stop resisting the process. You realize that every challenge is shaping your ability to carry your destiny. You start to see the hidden blessing behind the burden. Faith in your purpose turns fear into focus. It reminds you that storms don't come to stop you, they come to strengthen you. When you walk with purpose, you stop wasting time trying to be liked, and you start living to be effective. Purpose keeps you grounded when life shakes your foundation. It tells you that even if the road is rough, you are still on the right path. Faith in purpose makes you see possibilities where others see problems. It turns obstacles into opportunities. Imagine a person building a house during a storm. The rain pours, the wind blows, but because they know what the house will look like, they keep building. That's what faith in your purpose does. It helps you keep building when others stop. It gives you patience when progress is slow. It gives you courage when failure knocks at your door. Even when you don't see the results, you keep showing up because you believe in what you're becoming. Faith in your purpose is what helps you get up after being knocked down. It's what keeps your hands steady when life shakes you. It's what keeps your heart alive when the world goes cold. People without purpose quit when it hurts, but people with faith in their purpose grow through the hurt. Because they understand that purpose is not about comfort, it's about calling. It's not about ease, it's about endurance. When you have faith in your purpose, you start realizing that your strength doesn't come from how much you can lift. It comes from how much you can carry without losing your vision. You might not always know where your purpose will take you, but faith helps you trust the journey. It whispers to your spirit that even when the path is dark, the destination is worth it. Faith in your purpose gives you clarity when confusion surrounds you. It reminds you that the process is not punishment, it's preparation. It's the quiet reminder that everything you're experiencing is building the strength you'll need to fulfill your assignment. And in moments when you feel like quitting, when your heart feels heavy and your hope feels small, faith in your purpose steps in and says, not yet. It tells you this pain has a point. It gives you the power to rise again, to fight again, to believe again. Because as long as your faith is alive, your strength will never die. And now, as we come to the close of this message, I want you to understand something very clearly. Strength is not a gift, it is a choice. It is the decision you make every single day to rise, to fight, to endure, and to keep moving forward even when the world seems against you. The people you admire, the leaders, the great achievers, the ones who leave a mark on this world, they were not born strong. They became strong by refusing to quit when quitting was easier, by refusing to settle when settling was safe, by refusing to let fear dictate their steps. Life does not reward the timid or the hesitant. It favors those who are willing to walk through fire and come out stronger. I want you to think about this for a moment. Every challenge, every setback, every disappointment you face is not a wall to stop you, but a ladder to lift you. Every time life pushes you down, it is testing your courage, measuring your commitment, shaping your character, and preparing you for greatness. The universe does not waste your pain, your tears, your failures. Everything you go through is working in your favor if you are willing to see it. Remember, diamonds are made under pressure, gold is refined by fire, and people are shaped by struggle. Your struggle does not define you, your response to it does. Listen to me closely, because this is the truth. You are stronger than you think. Inside of you, right now, there is a power that has survived storms, endured pain, overcome fear, and still keeps you standing. You have walked through nights when the darkness seemed endless. You have faced moments that seemed impossible, and yet here you are. The strength you need, the courage you seek, the resilience you desire, it has been inside of you all along. All you need to do is believe in it, cultivate it, and activate it. You are not a victim of your circumstances unless you choose to be. You are a victor waiting for your moment. Never forget that your mind is your most powerful weapon. Whatever you feed it, it will reproduce. Feed it courage, faith, discipline, and vision, and it will create in your life what others say is impossible. Every thought you nurture, every decision you make, every action you take is building the life that is coming for you. Stop doubting your abilities. Stop comparing your journey to others. Stop waiting for permission to be great. Greatness does not ask for permission. It is claimed by the bold, the consistent, the unwavering. You are bold, you are capable, you are destined to rise. Think about the people who achieved the impossible. Nelson Mandela, who spent decades in prison yet emerged to lead a nation. Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. J.K. Rowling, rejected by countless publishers before creating a world beloved by millions. None of them were handed their success on a silver platter. None of them avoided pain or struggle. They chose to persist. They chose to trust their purpose. They chose to become stronger than their circumstances. And that is exactly what I am calling you to do today. Choose persistence, choose faith, choose strength. You may feel weary. You may feel like the weight of the world is too much to bear. But understand this: pressure produces power. Pain produces resilience. Storms reveal courage. And faith in your purpose fuels unstoppable strength. Your hardships are not here to bury you. They are here to build you. Your challenges are not here to stop you. They are here to shape you. The very obstacles that frighten you are the same ones that are creating the person capable of overcoming them. The stronger you become, the more you will realize that nothing in life happens to you, it happens for you. Always remember, you cannot control every situation. You cannot predict every outcome, but you can control how you respond. Your choices, your attitude, your discipline, and your belief in yourself will always determine the results you achieve. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop blaming circumstances. Take responsibility for your life. Take ownership of your strength. Take command of your destiny. The world will test you. Society will doubt you. People will disappoint you. But none of that can break you unless you allow it to. The only person who can limit you is the one who lives inside of you, and that person is you. I want you to hear this and never forget it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting in spite of fear. Persistence is not the absence of failure. It is continuing in spite of failure. Strength is not the absence of pain. It is enduring it and rising above it. The moment you realize this, you will stop seeking comfort, stop fearing discomfort, and start embracing the process of becoming unstoppable. Every struggle, every tear, every sacrifice, every sleepless night is the currency that pays for the life you are meant to live. Your destiny is calling, and it is louder than any excuse you have. Greatness does not come to the hesitant. It comes to those who are ready to fight for it, to stay the course, to keep going when it would be easier to quit. Let your setbacks teach you. Let your challenges strengthen you. Let your losses refine you. And let your faith in your purpose propel you forward. The journey will not be easy, but it will be worth it. Your life is not random. It is intentional. Every step you take, every trial you endure, every tear you shed is forming a story of victory. Never allow anyone to convince you that you are too weak, too small, too late, or too broken. The power to change your life, to rise above every limitation, to rewrite your story, resides in you. You have survived everything you thought would destroy you, and that alone proves that you're stronger than any challenge ahead. Do not shrink. Do not give in. Do not settle. Walk boldly. Move with purpose and rise with determination. Remember the words of those who inspired the world. What always seems impossible until it is done. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. You are powerful, you are resilient, you are relentless. Your strength is your story, your courage is your legacy, your perseverance is your proof. Embrace your challenges, cherish your struggles, trust your journey, and never stop moving forward. You are capable of more than you imagine, stronger than you believe, and destined for a life that will make the world take notice. The fire inside of you has been tested, the storm has passed, the lessons have been learned, and now it is time to rise higher, push further, and become everything you were created to be. Every morning you wake up is a gift. Every obstacle is an opportunity. Every failure is a lesson. Every tear is a teacher. And every breath is proof that you are still here to conquer, to create, and to inspire. Never underestimate the power within you. Never doubt the vision before you. Never stop striving for excellence. You were designed for more than comfort, destined for more than mediocrity, and called to a purpose that cannot be ignored. Walk forward with faith, fight with courage, endure with strength, and rise with unshakable confidence. The journey will test you, but you are stronger. The road will challenge you, but you are prepared. The storms will come, but you are anchored. The pain will visit, but you are resilient. The world will doubt, but you are certain. The enemy will try, but you are equipped. Your past may whisper, but your future will roar. Let every step, every breath, every action, every decision remind you that you are unbreakable, unstoppable, and destined to leave a legacy that cannot be erased. Rise now, because the time for greatness has come. So if you're listening to this right now, understand this strength isn't something you wait for. It's something you decide to have. Stop waiting for the right time, the right people, or the right support. Decide today that you're strong enough to rebuild, strong enough to forgive, strong enough to start again. You may bend, but you won't break. You may cry, but you won't quit. Because every tear you shed is watering the seeds of your future strength. One day you'll look back and realize the things that tried to destroy you are the very things that built you. That's what it means to be strong enough.